Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to WrestleHorror.
That'll kill a couple minutes.
Right on. Okay. And 3, 2, and 1. Greetings, viewers and listeners. Meat Hook Jim here. I'm sitting here at my desk naked. No, I'm just kidding. I have shorts on. I just didn't feel like putting a shirt on. Or did I?
All right. I don't want you to stand up to show either.
I'm not going to stand up, just in case. Well, of course, my co-host, Donnie Hoover. Donnie, this has been a weird weekend.
Yeah, it seems like they just keep happening. Weird weekends is what it seems like it's all about. Weird weeks, actually.
Yes.
It's been a busy weekend. It's my youngest daughter's graduation. She graduated this weekend. So it was bittersweet because we were super proud of her that she graduated, but it kind of sucked because her actual graduation ceremony lasted a total of 4 minutes, which was pretty crappy. It was one of those drive-through. We basically pulled up. My daughter got out of the van. She handed them her yellow slip with her name on it. She walked across this makeshift stage. They announced her name. They took her picture. She got right back into the van and we drove off. That was it. That was the whole thing. So, I mean, we got pictures and it was nice that they went to, did at least that for them. But, they missed out on prom. They missed out on all the senior trips, so it was kind of a sucky deal for all the seniors across the country and or even the world, I guess, however that plays out. But it is what it is. We got her a sign out in the front yard, and we did her ceremony yesterday and had a cookout, and so it's been a fun weekend on that aspect. But on the other aspect, like the hits keep on coming.
Right.
It's been another letdown of a week for New Ohio Wrestling, and in the terms of their big event at the Ohio State Fair, which is the biggest fair in the state of Ohio, was canceled. And they announced that earlier this week, and we were scheduled to be there July 31st and August 1st for 2 days and doing 4 events. It was going to be a nice day. We had a lot of stuff, had a live band coming in. We had a lot of cool stuff planned. And just the same thing like with the Arnold, at least they gave us a little bit more notice, right. Which I know the Arnold didn't really have a choice on the time frame they gave us. It just, it hit them as quick as it hit us. But, so, I mean, the Arnold got pulled out from under us this year. The Ohio State Fair got pulled out from under us this year. And it's been a disappointment. I let the team know and everybody know. And, what can you say? This stupid virus just keeps on, knocking stuff out. I guess our Ohio Athletic Commission has a meeting coming up June the 9th to even see if they're going to even start reinstating professional wrestling and let us start running events. And then on top of that, even if we're allowed, we're going to have to find out what rules we got to play by. Do we have to seat, every fan 6 feet apart? Are we only allowed so many fans in the building? Right now we have a group thing of 10 or less. I mean, if they enforce that rule, then there's no point in even running a wrestling event.
Right.
So it all comes down to June 9th. They have their meeting, and we'll see what goes from there. But on the wrestling side, I mean, like I said, it's been one disappointment after the next, it seems. And so we've kind of like pump the brakes on the wrestling. We don't have anything planned or scheduled until we find out what's going on before we even start going back to work again. We had the fair almost set and ready to go and was working on that. And, like I said, another big letdown, which is, out of the hands of everybody, nothing anybody could do about it. And, like I said, I wasn't surprised that they canceled it, but I was, because the governor canceled it, and the Ohio State Fair is the fair of the state of Ohio. So, I mean, basically he's shutting his own fair and festival down, and that's a lot of money. I mean, they make a crap ton of money. I'm assuming millions of dollars a year from that.
Sure.
And so, I mean, it must have been important to him to shut that down. So, I mean, what can we say? We just got to roll with the punches and just keep moving forward. But we're getting a lot of practice and booking big events that ain't panning out. So when we do get to start running our big events, we should have it down to a science after this.
Right on. I've got this brand new pair of red patent leather shoes.
Oh, it's killing you, ain't it?
It's killing me. They're my ring announcing shoes. And so I had to pack them back up until we know what's going on. I got the new suspenders, new bow tie. I got all this stuff. And then the COVID just screwed it all up.
Yeah. Yeah, we even had like a fun thing for WrestleHorror booked with the Squared Circle Expo.
Right.
We were supposed to be there and this month in May. And they had to reschedule it to August 21st and 22nd.
Yeah.
They rescheduled that, and just this past weekend, I believe it was, we were supposed to also have our WrestleHorror booth down at the Ohio Halloween and Haunters Convention,
right,
at Mansfield Prison, and they had to cancel that as well. They didn't even. I don't even believe they rescheduled that one. They just canceled it until next year.
Right.
So, we're just getting hit left and right. We had this was going to be our breakout year for WrestleHorror and New Ohio Wrestling, and had all these plans in place, and it's just everything's just coming to a screeching halt. It seems like.
Well, I'm hoping that 2021, everything will get back to some form of normal.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, and that things will start opening up, and that we can do these things because. Pro wrestling, we love pro wrestling.
Oh, absolutely.
Everybody loves it. I mean, and, not having it's killing us. I mean, the entertainment aspect, everything. I mean, given the situation, I understand the caution that's going out there because, I mean, COVID it can be deadly.
Mm-hmm.
But when is the curve going to flatten? When is it going to be okay to get back to a normal society? Or are we ever going to go back to a normal society?
Right.
That's the big question right now is what's going to happen next? I mean, and, news changes from day to day. Trump changes from day to day. And it's hard for all of us. And, speaking, we are a wrestling and a horror podcast. The pro wrestlers out there, they are struggling. The independents, especially, they're the ones that rely on the Friday, Saturday, and Sunday shows to make extra money or to make a living. And they're trying now to rely on merch and things like that. Well, for example, just recently, my wife, my daughter, and I bought 3 of the face masks from Eric Smalls, the Half Pipe Punk, and we just got them in Friday.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's trying to make money too. He's got a family to take care of.
Oh yeah.
And all these pro wrestlers do, and just this shutdown is really making it hard.
Oh yeah.
For everybody, not just the promoters, but the wrestlers too, the talent, the ones that really put butts in seats.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
So,
sure.
What's next? This has got to change at some point in time. I mean, I'm hoping that maybe they come up with a vaccine or some kind of treatment to get us back to some form of normalcy.
Right. Yeah. I mean, they're starting to open things up here in Ohio, but I mean, they had like the stores and the restaurants and retail shops and gyms and that kind of thing is slowly going to start opening up. But right. I mean, that has nothing to do with like the mass gatherings, like big events.
Right.
I mean, most indie shows, roughly a couple hundred, 300, some are better at 500, 600, 700. Right. But, if they don't allow that many people, then, how is wrestling events going to even happen,
Sure.
And like, we were talking off air, if they say that, we can open up a wrestling event again and start doing events, but we have to seat fans 6 feet apart, you're only going to be able to fit so many people sitting 6 feet apart in an arena or in a wrestling area.
Right.
So, I mean, would it even be worth it to do that? Just so many factors are playing in with this wrestling and, and just everything else in general.
Sure.
It's just crazy, and you kind of just wonder, where it's going to go next, or what our next move is going to be, and is it ever going to be the same, or because like I said, my personal opinion, people may disagree, but I don't think this is the end of it. People saying it's starting to turn down and the numbers are going down and dropping, but this isn't the end of it. It's going to come back, and if it doesn't come back, then something else is going to come. This is, now that this has happened, it's not going to be the last time it's happened. I count my word on that.
Right. Well, there's been projections that there's another wave coming.
Yeah.
And quite frankly, with certain things opening, but people, I have, ever since they've quote unquote opened up at least part of Ohio, I see gatherings that just don't make sense.
Right.
I mean, yeah. I was driving home today from buying my new mattress back there, and we drove by a park that's in town, and there was a huge birthday party in one of the pavilions. How is that social distancing? How is that protecting yourself?
Yep. So people just ain't, just not taking it lightly, or just, saying, oh, okay, we're allowed to go there now. So, everything's back to normal, and, it's not. So,
it's not anywhere close to being normal yet.
No. So, and like I said, that could end up hurting, just people don't realize it, but that could hurt like a lot of industries, including wrestling. People just start like with the bars that got in trouble here in Columbus, Ohio.
Right.
Very first day the bars opened up, they had that, the one bar, it was just had tons of people and all gathered around in big bunches, and they got in trouble. And, it's stuff like that can make, the governor and CDC and everybody else say, okay, let's just, shut it back down, since you guys aren't taking it serious, or the numbers are going back up because you guys are gathering again. And, who's to say? Who knows? This, like I said, we're just going with the flow and rolling with the punches, and, who's to say what's going to happen?
Well, when I went out today, and I desperately needed this new mattress, trust me. I mean, my back was just jacked up. The store we went to, they practiced social distancing. They asked all the visitors to wear masks, and we brought our masks with us. And we tried our best to do the social distancing thing. And it was kind of a pleasant experience. It wasn't horrible. It wasn't overcrowded. But that isn't the case in a lot of other places. I mean, I've been in Walmart where I don't even talk about Walmart. It's just stupid.
Right. Yeah.
Nobody gives a crap.
Oh yeah.
They don't follow the rules. They just do what they want to do. But people have to be still have to be aware. I mean, we're not out of the woods yet. So people have to think and quit. And instead of thinking they're self-entitled, because I've seen so many stories about people throwing fits about going into stores because they have to wear a mask. What's the big deal? Put a mask on.
Right. Yeah.
But they think they're entitled, and they get in arguments, and they don't understand. And those are the people, I hate to say it, that are going to end up catching this shit. Because they don't think. And then where are they going to be? Hopefully they survive it. I don't wish this on anybody.
Yeah.
But they've got to understand what the risk is.
Oh, yeah.
And the older you are, the more you're at risk.
Yeah. Yeah, and like I said, I'm kind of like 50-50. I mean, I'm not a fan of wearing the mask. I don't really want to. Right. But if it's required, I will.
Sure.
But as for like when we go back to work, they're requiring us to wear a mask until further notice, I guess. But so, and I work, I work with a handful of people in my area, but mainly I'm by myself, but I still have to wear the mask. Right. So I'm not going to go out like a punk and just wear any old regular mask. So I ordered a cloth face mask, and it's in the resemblance of Hannibal Lecter's face guard.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah. So I'm going to be walking. I'm a city employee, and so when I walk down that long hallway with all these city employees, I'm going to have a Hannibal Lecter face mask on. They didn't say it couldn't be painted. They just said I had to have a mask. I'm like, all right. So,
Well, I've been working from home for roughly 2.5 months, but I had to go into the office on Friday because we were doing some migration upgrades that I had to be tied into the direct company network. And we had all kinds of, things in place. I had to wear a mask. We had hand sanitizer all over the place. We had to wipe things down. And that, right now, that's the norm. That's not the exception.
right.
That's the norm to keep everybody safe. But I got my stuff done, and I'm back home, and I'll be working from home again until they tell me to come back. The later, the better for me.
Yeah, there you go.
But people just need to, if you want to flatten the curve, just follow the rules a little bit. That's all.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep. I said, and even if you don't believe in wearing the mask, that's fine. That's your choice. Just stay back. Stay 6 feet or more.
Right.
It's just that simple. Because that's what I do. Like I said, I honestly don't wear a mask everywhere. I have
Sure.
worn them, but I don't wear them everywhere I go. And if I don't have one on, then I make sure I keep my distance from everybody. It's it's simple logic, and people just don't seem to get it. And just like we were talking about with that bar in place, they open it back up, and people big gatherings, big groups of people all in one, and it ain't going to do nothing but keep them from opening everything back up all the way and stop all these businesses from making money, and making a living. Sure. That's just crazy.
A lot of people, a lot of businesses have been crippled by what's going on. I mean, and it's a snowball effect.
Yep.
The bars, the restaurants, they took the first hit, and it was a real hard hit.
Oh,
but,
yeah.
There's other businesses, the purveyors that might, supply these places, they're going to take a hit. And it rolls downhill. I mean, I am grateful and I'm fortunate for what I do. We are very busy.
Yeah.
Actually, we're considered an essential business, and as a lot of people are shifting to online purchasing, that kind of falls in hand with what I do, which keeps me busy, which I couldn't be happier for. I mean, but on the flip side of the coin, my wife Chris, she's been out of work since the beginning of March. Fortunately, she finally got unemployment because she's an independent contractor. That was really tough.
Right.
Yeah. But she did get it finally, and it helps definitely, and it takes some weight off of me. But there's a lot of people out there that, I've seen more and more people when I'm driving by. You'll see them on the street corner, no place to live, anything you can do to help. That pulls at my heartstrings hard.
Oh, yeah. Yep,
but,
sure.
But we're not in a position to help them. I mean, because things are tough for us, still.
Oh, yeah.
So it's like this whole COVID thing, however it started, people have pointed fingers about how it started. I don't care how it started anymore. I just want to get it done and over with.
Yep. Get back to semi-normal, as normal as we can.
Yeah.
So, on the COVID note, on the haunt side, what's been out there in haunt land and stuff? I know, like I said, the Ohio Halloween and Haunters Convention canceled, and I know Transworld canceled, or did they reschedule? Did they?
They did a virtual
one. Okay.
Yeah. Midwest is scheduled for sometime in July, I believe.
I think it was like late July.
Yeah, but that's still up in the air right now. And what's really concerning me is the longer this goes on, all these haunts out there that, there's haunts out there that you know, they make, 6 to 8 weeks is their season, and they make some serious bank. But I'm concerned that the longer this goes on, they're not going to do that. I mean, they're already at a point now where they can't rebuild a lot like a lot of them do. I mean, I know plenty of haunts that try to change like a third of their haunt every year. But, I mean, what's going to happen? I mean, all these rules and regulations, the longer this goes on, the more I am worried about the haunt season.
Right. Yeah. I mean, because even if they do open, I'm sure they're not going to let, conga lines and all that go through, or groups of, 10 or 15. And I just think, I think I've seen Mysterious Mansion of Gatlinburg out of Gatlinburg, Tennessee. They just reopened, and I think I read something that they were only letting like one person through at a time. Did I read that wrong? Or
I'm not sure, but I'll check on that because I know the guy that's running it right now. I know the manager. He's a friend of mine named Tristan Pierce. Hi, Tristan, if you ever hear this.
Yeah.
I'll check with him and see what the skinny is on that. But, I mean, they can only do so much. I mean, going through by yourself is no fun if you don't have somebody else that's more scared than you are.
Right, yeah. You at least gotta have a couple with you.
two to three,
And I think that would turn people away because, like, especially, like people that's nervous about haunts, if they realize they got to go through by themselves, they're going to be like, nah, I'm good. They're not going to do it,
Right. Yeah.
Which will be a lost ticket sale for the business,
Exactly. Every lost ticket sale hurts. I mean, people may say, oh, you lose a couple of ticket sales. Every ticket sale loss hurts.
Yep.
I love the haunted attraction industry and I love scaring people, but if you don't have the people to scare, where's the fun?
Right. Yeah. And like I said, when I got Big Dirty and had to refurbish her and all that, I reached out to people trying to find a place to do it. And, thankfully Jason and Mia from Carnage was gracious enough to let me use their old building before they moved to the new one. And so I've kind of gotten to know them, and I'm actually, most likely going to be working with them this season if it opens up and doing some stuff with them. And I mean, they're building as if everything, just preparing like we did with Arnold with the fair.
Right.
They're building frantically as if they're planning on be open full bore. And like I said, they got a brand new building. They're building their haunts twice as big now. They're projecting it's going to be over a half an hour easily when they get it all done. Yeah. So, I mean, they've gotten tons of money involved in this, so, like if it hits them and all the other haunts, that are dumping all this money, getting everything ready, and they're either cutting half on their crowd that they're allowed to have, or, if they're shut down completely, it's just say, it could be a big hit to the haunted attraction industry too, that some may not even be able to recover from. And so, I mean, just like with wrestling, it's just, one punch after another, it seems like.
Well, with the haunted attraction industry, that's my biggest fear. I mean, there's a lot of, the big haunts are going to survive. They're going to take a hit. I mean, even if they don't have a season, they're still going to find a way to survive. The smaller haunts are what concerns me. The mom and pop haunts, not worried about the home haunts because they're, to a degree I'm worried, but not so much. But we're talking about the secondary, and I don't mean that in a bad way, but the smaller haunts that, this is their bread and butter. This is their money.
They depend on it. Yeah.
Right. And that concerns me. I mean, there's plenty of them out there that I know and personally that haunt owners, and it's like I'm supposed to go out sometime this summer and do some consultation, but they're still planning like they're going to open, and that's great. But I don't know if they're going to be able to afford my fee for consultation. And I just worry about these guys because a lot of them, haunting is everything.
Yep.
If they can't haunt, I think you might see a lot of places, at least especially the smaller ones, that are going to ignore the orders and maybe try to pull in a few people. And,
Mm-hmm.
and is that good or is that bad? It all depends on the situation come haunt season.
Right. Well, I mean, in my opinion, I'm going to say that it's bad. And reason being is because that's kind of what's going on now with the indie wrestling scene.
Right.
Is all the guys that get it, are kind of waiting for word and waiting for this, waiting for that, and then there's other promoters out there that just aren't really giving a crap, and they're doing empty arena matches and empty arena shows, and they're booking events for June when we don't even know if we're going to be allowed to do anything in June, and
Right.
and some are saying that they're going to just say screw the rules and they're going to run them anyway, and what that's going to do is it's going to cause the hammer to come down on all of us and make things harder for all promoters.
Absolutely.
which is bad, and that's kind of what I fear and that's why I say that I don't want the smaller haunts to do it anyway, because for fear that could bring the hammer down on, because haunting, in the industry as it is anyway, gets to shaft. It's
Right.
tough to run a haunt, and there's a lot of regulations, a lot of rules, a lot of bull crap they got to put up with. And if these smaller haunts or the bigger haunts that just can't be patient go out and do that against regulations and rules and get in trouble, then that's just going to make it just that much harder for everybody else.
Right.
So, I mean, that's why I say that, I don't, if they say don't do them, just freaking don't do them. I mean, it's just that simple. As bad as you
Exactly.
want to, don't be a rebel and fuck it up for everybody else. Excuse my language, but that's just how it is,
You're preaching, brother. I get you. So, what we're basically, for the listeners and viewers out there, what we're saying is be smart.
Mm-hmm.
Don't do something to screw up what we've got.
Yep.
Or make it worse for everybody. And that includes the wrestling business and the haunt business.
Mm-hmm.
I know everybody wants to do this. And I'm right there with you. I would love to see it happen on both sides.
Yep.
I'm chomping at the bit for both. I mean, I miss my live wrestling. I miss going to haunted houses.
Mm-hmm.
But be smart. Follow the rules so that it doesn't reflect bad on any of the industries.
Right.
Because if you reflect, the more you put that black mark, the harder it's going to be for everybody else.
Mm-hmm.
And don't be selfish. Don't be self-entitled. Think about the business and industry as a whole, whether you're wrestling or you're a haunter.
Right.
If they decide that they don't want to do haunt season this year, yeah, that's going to sting. Mm-hmm. But, wrestling, it already stings. It stings hard.
Oh, yeah.
But there's a lot. Yeah, go ahead.
I was going to say, it costs a lot of promoters a lot of money already with all the fairs and festivals being canceled.
Right.
Yeah, I know the Ohio State Fair canceling was a big hit to us that we were looking forward to and counting on, for that paycheck. But, it's just not going to happen. So, it's stinging the indie wrestling scene, and I think it's going to sting the haunt scene as well if it keeps going,
Right. It's a tough pill to swallow,
mm-hmm.
but I think it's worth it to make sure everybody's healthy and safe.
Yep, I agree.
And I don't like it any more than you do. Trust me. I don't. I mean, I'm just itching to get back into a ring to announce some matches, but
right.
Got to show off my red patent leather shoes.
Yep, there you go. Got to get them out there.
Yeah, but be smart.
Oh, yeah.
Be safe. Think about what you're doing and think about the business as a whole and not just yourself.
Yep.
Donnie, any last words for?
Not on that so much. A couple things I did want to bring up real quick. Sure. The one thing was, this past Sunday, Shad Gaspard, got into a tragic accident, was at the beach with his family, and him and his son and a group of people got caught in a riptide, and they were pulling people out and, getting them out of the water. And Shad, begged the people helping to save his son, and then he got pulled under by a big wave and unfortunately lost his life. And yeah, it was a big tragic accident. He's, in my eyes, he's a hero, because he
Absolutely.
gave his life to help his son and everybody else.
Sure.
And so I just want to give kudos to him and his family. And there is a GoFundMe for his family, if people would want to go on. And if you go to GoFundMe and just type in Shad Gaspard family, it'll come up, family fund, it'll come up. And if anybody out there can do that and, and give them a little something to help them out. Like I said, it was a tragic accident. Of course, if you don't know who he is, he was in Crime Time with WWE.
Yeah.
And like I said, that's just something you don't really think it would really happen. You're out there in the ocean playing with your son and swimming, and next thing you know, your dad's gone. If you're that kid,
right?
And so just terrible accident. And the other thing, and this kind of like burnt my buns a little bit, got me kind of fired up.
I know what you're trying to say, but go
ahead. Because like I said, and everybody that knows me knows I like to bust balls, to my buddies and my friends, and that's what we do. We get together, whether I'm in in a haunted house or whether I'm in a wrestling show. I like to get in there and mix it up with the guys and the gals and bust each other's balls and have fun. That's just part of it. But just the other night, the thing with Hannah Kimura. Really, that really angered me. I mean, I was just like, because one thing, I don't like bullies. That's something about me. I've never have ever since I was a kid. I'm the kind of person that I will try to bully a bully, and whether it gets my ass kicked or not, it's just a fact of the matter that I don't like bullies. I mean, like I said, I like goofing off with my buddies and busting balls, but like the internet trolls out there that that just are just mean and vicious and nasty, and they don't even know the person, and and stuff like that, which is what happened here with Hannah. And she ended up taking her own life, and because of it, she's 22 years old. She was a mainstay in Stardom. She was probably one of the best talents they had, and she was in Ring of Honor, Woman of Honor competition, and she was on this she was on the Netflix reality show Terrace House.
Yes. And
I guess her Stardom outfit got washed and accidentally and got ruined. And the guy that did it was, I guess they had words, and she like flipped his hat off his head, smacked his hat off his head, and like the whole community over there and just like started going off on her, like there was like 50-50, I guess, and was just bashing her and bullying her and tell her to kill herself, and just being real nasty and just trolling her, and to the point where she had finally ended up taking her life. And I just that just shit like that just pisses me off to no end, because, and like I said, I've been harassed online and stuff before, and I just let it blow off my shoulders. I don't let it faze me, but some people aren't like that. They take it to heart, and you just don't know.
Yeah, I'm right there with you, Donnie. When I saw that, I flat out was extremely pissed off.
Oh yeah.
Such a young talent, a young lady had her whole life ahead of her, but she got bullied by some douchebag, and I'm going to say that, douchebag, hiding behind a computer that doesn't have the balls to be a man, and now we've got a young lady that's dead because he's got no testicles.
Yeah. Yeah, like I said, I made a comment on Facebook about it, and I'll say it here too. If you're a cyber bully or if you're an internet troll, you're a piece of shit in my eyes. That's just flat out how it is.
Yeah, I want people like that look at somebody in the face and say that shit.
Mm-hmm.
You can't do it because you hide behind a computer.
Yeah, it's just a shame, man. It really is. It's just got to stop. I mean, like I said, doing it with your buddies, busting each other's balls is fun. You guys can ha and laugh about it, but doing it to somebody you don't even know, and doing it to the point where they draw them to that, it's just, that's just cruel, and it just, you're a dick, it is, and I just wanted to bring that up because I just think, it's another tragic accident and tragic thing had happened this week. It shouldn't have. There's no way that should have happened if people weren't just such assholes and thinking it's funny to mess with people and be mean to people, and they get a kick out of it. And I just don't understand it. Like I said, I'll never be mean and troll or somebody like that I don't know. Like I said, my buddies and my friends is a different story. That's what we do. But to someone you don't even know, just come on, man.
I won't troll anything like that, and I'll never be mean to somebody. But I'll tell you right now, somebody pulls that shit on me, and they're going to have a fight on their hands.
Oh yeah. Yeah, like I said, and that's the thing. You don't know. Some of them do that just to try to get your goat and get you to fight back with them because they think it's fun. Some people don't take it that way, just like with Hannah. Hannah didn't take it as, hey, he's wanting to troll battle or he's wanting to talk shit and have me talk shit back, She took it to heart, and it really messed her up, messed with them. All the people saying all the nasty stuff to her, and, she just didn't take it, the right way, or there isn't really no right way to take it, She just didn't take it well. And, as a result, 22-year-old talent that, had nothing but, up to, sky high limits,
right.
And now she's gone, it's just because people want to be assholes. It's just,
right.
It's just dumb. It's just got to stop. It doesn't make no sense to me. And like I said, I'm the one that busts the most balls as, when I'm around my buddies as there is, I enjoy it just like the next guy, but the people you don't know, it's just, it makes no sense. It's just dumb.
You and I have busted each other's balls,
Oh, yeah.
It's no big deal,
Yeah.
That's buddies. That's a different thing.
Right, yeah.
But when you're trying to hurt somebody you don't know.
Right. Because they're on a TV show.
Right.
It's stupid.
Right. We try to keep this show PG, but I'll tell you right now, you want to bust somebody's balls that you don't know and you want to troll them and you want to make them feel bad, fuck you.
Right, yeah. That's it. That's it.
Grow a set and look at yourself first.
Yep.
So, yeah, I'm sorry. I got a little passionate.
Oh, no. I was the same way. Like I said, as soon as I seen that, I immediately just started getting steamed. And
oh, yeah.
Because like I said, I'm the one of the, I don't like bullies. I don't, if somebody is a friend of mine and I find out they are a bully, I don't associate with them anymore.
Right.
And I actually try to be a bully to a bully just to show them how it feels, whether that's right or wrong. It's just, that's how I was raised,
Well, it's when you try to be a bully to a bully, and the bully suddenly backs down because he's got no balls.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. It's just a shame. But yeah, I just wanted to touch base on it and, tell people out there that, kind of think before you do that stuff. You probably, and they had no intention of making her do that. I know. Yeah, I'm sure they didn't. But yeah, they were just like, I'm going to be mean and cruel. Ha ha, he, look what I wrote, just that kind of shit. But still, you don't know, you just don't know.
They need to think about their actions and their words.
Yeah.
And what they can do. Words can hurt worse than any weapon.
Oh, yeah.
So, think about what you're doing before you do it. Yeah. Because we lost a great talent. She had she's won multiple championships in Stardom, and she was only 22.
Yep. Had the whole world ahead of her.
Yeah.
Who knows what kind of entertainment she would have been able to produce for people,
Right. And, it hits home close. It's close to me too. My daughter is in pro wrestling and she's 24.
Yeah.
And I'll be damned if anybody trolls her. I'll go track them down.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. You can find people these days. It's not hard.
Right. Exactly. So, think about what you're doing, and what you might think's funny to your buddies is really hurtful.
Yep.
So, just think, people. That's all.
Right.
But anyway, we've said our piece on that, and
yep.
And the time's drawing nigh, and I think my dinner's here.
Nice.
We ordered Chinese because nobody was cooking.
Hey, there you go. I don't blame you.
So let's wrap this up, Donnie.
Yep, no problem.
guys, just be kind to everybody. Think about what you're doing. Remember what we've got to do to get through all of this COVID stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And in the end, everybody will be better for it.
Oh, yeah. Yep, I agree.
So with that being said, I am Meat Hook Jim, maybe naked. My co-host, Donnie Hoover.
Yeah.
At least he's got a shirt on. I don't know about pants.
Yeah, well, I'll never divulge that information.
And we are the Wrestle Horror Podcast, and we will catch you on the next episode.
We'll see you guys.
Thanks for listening. Make sure you follow us on all of our social media outlets. Facebook.com/WrestleHorror, Instagram @WrestleHorror, Twitter @WrestleHorror, on our YouTube channel, the WrestleHorror channel. Also, you can find us at www.WrestleHorror.com.